Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, and I am a goddess, guide, and holistic healer. And today I'm going to be bringing you a very special pick a card reading from goddesskali. Da, 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 da. She is here. The Dark Mother is here. She's known as the Dark Mother, but don't fear, this isn't going to be sort of a doom and gloom reading or just all about like really scary, healing, intensive things. Because goddesskali is all about kind of helping us to shift and let the old pass, like things that maybe are illusions or things that we're attached to or things that aren't really for our highest good. She helps us shed these things and let go of them, and things that just aren't meant for us. She just helps us to let them fall away, so that because usually when Kali Ma shows up in your life, when the Dark Mother, as she's called, shows up in your life, it's because you're about to really amp up your potential and step into your light in a much bigger way. But first of all, this other thing needs to be taken care of, and her energy very much feels like that proverbial rug being pulled out from under your feet kind of feeling. Like if you're drawn to this reading, because this is a timeless reading, it's uploaded in October 2021, but the messages are completely timeless. So whenever you're drawn to this could be what's going on for you. You might be having one of those moments where it's like, hold on a minute, like what? I was doing that, or I was in the middle of trying to build that, or I was in this relationship and it was going perfectly, or if this felt like this was the path I was meant to go down, and then all of a sudden, whoomp, everything gets swept away. And I'm very much seeing that that's kind of happening on a collective level globally in a big way at the moment, like post the pandemic and lockdowns and things like that. A lot of people have like perhaps lost certain things, like maybe their livelihoods or certain plans that they had, certain relationships, maybe just things have like shifted and changed a lot. And that's very Kali energy. Like she's just very kind of all over that, and it feels like a horrible time. And obviously there can be a lot of sometimes loss and things like that, and it can feel very sad and very like an ending. But she's very much that, like, the most loving mother energy, in the sense that she only take something away from us because something better is going to come along. It's because she knows that there's a much better thing that's awakening. Well, yeah, she knows that there's an awakening, but also that she knows that there's something so much better around the corner for you, that's waiting for you. But first you need to let go of this other thing that you're kind of maybe attached to, or it's just, it's not to say like, oh my gosh, you've gone down the wrong path or something. Not at all. It's just more about like there might be something, there might have been a lesson or a karmic like thing, maybe karmic relationship, something like that. Just something that you had to kind of, a chapter perhaps, that you had to kind of close out. And you might be in that energy now, or you might be coming up to that energy, or you might be just just coming out of, perhaps a bit of a tower moment, or a bit of an ending of some sort, or a bit of a, that feeling of like a rug being pulled out from under your feet, some kind of foundation that you thought you were standing on and was going to hold. It is sort of feels like it's rather rudely taken away from you. But please know that goddesskali is all about like really only taking away things that were absolutely not for our highest good. There's never anything that we can lose that's like truly ours. So I just wanted to preface that, because obviously she can be a little bit of a fearsome looking deity with the skulls around her neck and the whole, the sort of usually she's showing, like if you look her up online, she's often showing, she does that sort of bloodlust dance, and she's standing on her counterpart, God Shiva. She can seem a bit fearsome perhaps, but it's all in love. It's all actually done from a very nurturing and very mothering place, and that's why I've chosen this lovely green tablecloth here today, because it's to remind you that, like, even when you're in the dark, like this sort of dark night here, this inky dark night, it's actually because like she's awakening you from love, which is the heart chakra. Green is the heart chakra, so it's coming from love. The being pushed through this tunnel of dark that you might be in right right now, or just coming out of, or just about to go into, is coming from the highest possible place of love that you could imagine. And believe me, I have I will testify that I have been through my own Kali awakening in my life. I have had a couple of things. Well, in fact, I've gone through a few. This can happen, you know, once Kali comes to you, you know, this can certainly happen more than once. So I've had it happen with a couple of things, like both a relationship and a job situation. And both things were things that at the time I thought I was going with the right person or down the right path. And I was quite attached to that path, actually. And then she came along. I was like, no, actually, we're gonna just whoop, take that away and nudge you down this other path. And I can verify that the new path is just so much better. both the new relationship and the new running my own business, which is absolutely fantastic. So, and I just saw 555 on the clock. So change, yeah, she's the goddess of change, transformation, like death and rebirth, all of that kind of good stuff. So that's pretty much the reading. So basically, it's going to be messages from Kali Ma about what do you need to let pass, what do you need to release, what do you need to let go of in order for this better thing. Because this better thing, something better awaits you. So what is that? So we're going to look into both what needs to be released and then what is this better thing that is waiting for you. So we'll look at both there. So I will introduce you to the piles now. So pile number 1, if you like this I think it's pronounced black chalcedony or chalcedony, black chalcedony crystal. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. Anyway. And this butterfly animal oracle card, the Kim Kranz animal oracle card, you will be pile 1. The timestamps will be below. If you like this hematite crystal here, very sort of metallic-y, and the vulture card, if you're drawn to the vulture oracle card, and the hematite crystal, you will be pile 2. And if you are drawn to this green jasper crystal, here, and the deer oracle card, you will be pile 3, my love. So the timestamps will all be below for you to go straight on through to your pile if you already know which one you are. If you are not quite sure, maybe you're drawn to more than one or something, just take a really deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ground into your feet, maybe close your eyes for a moment, just feel your feet grounding into the earth. And when you feel roots coming out through your feet and grounding into the earth, then you feel yourself very grounded, very calm. Then just open your eyes and just see which pile you're initially drawn to without thinking about it. So don't get into your logical brain and start analyzing animals or anything. Just see which card you are drawn to instinctively as soon as you open your eyes. And that will be your pile. Okay, my lovelies, I will leave the introduction there, and I hope you enjoy your reading. I'll see you in your pile. Bye-bye. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to pile 1. If you chose this black chalcedony crystal and this butterfly animal oracle card, this will be your pile. So I'm just going to leave you little butterfly souls over here. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards from the Kim Kranz Well Done Known Tarot, and then we'll also be pulling some oracle cards from, I've got about 3 or 4 different oracle decks here, so we'll be pulling some oracle cards at the end to get some additional guidance messages. So first of all, I'm just going to go with some tarot just to get a feel for like a bit more of a storyline of what things you need to release and what might be coming in for you. So let's have a look. Goddess Kali Ma, can you tell us what pile 1s need to release? What does pile 1 need to release? What does pile 1 need to release? Okay, so we've got the 7 of Wands here. Yeah, so kind of, that's often the 7 of Wands in the traditional deck is to do with like struggle. And kind of trying to get above like the scraping and the struggling and the fighting and the conflict, lots of like competing different passions, things like that. but essentially emerging victorious from that, which I feel like you're going to do with this wand in the middle here. So you've got your 3 wands on either side, and the one in the middle's got this flame. So it's like, I feel like you're definitely, pile 1, you're going through some kind of awakening, because this is like a light, like you're starting to see your light in around this sort of darkness. Sorry, excuse my phone just, there we go. Yeah, it's the light that's just it's I'm hearing that song, like something about like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And it's like, maybe you've been around people before that you haven't really let you do that, and so you're definitely going to be releasing that as part of this cycle of release, that, or what you need to let go of. Kali is here for you. She is going to help you let go of that at the moment if it's something you need to do. Yeah, the Hierophant. Yeah, so Kali is saying, like, this is you. You need to step into, you need to be a light, because you're going to be a teacher. So the Hierophant speaks of a teacher. And with this raven here as well, that's very symbolic of like spirit. So it's like, you're going to be some kind of spiritual teacher, pile 1. Maybe you don't see it now, or you don't feel that now, but at some point, maybe in the future, you're going to step into your authority in some way. I'm seeing with the key as well, that could be symbolic of goddess Hecate. So that might be something to look into if she resonates for you in some way, or you know, maybe some kind of witch path. So that can be anything related to like healing, you know, just stepping into your power in some sense. She's the goddess of crossroads as well. So there could be some kind of crossroads that you're going through, because keys are definitely symbolic of Hecate. I'm just feeling drawn to the fact that with the crow and the key, that could be something to do with her. So you may become like a teacher of her kind of wisdom, so like the witchcraft wisdom, like using plant medicines, you know, that type of thing. Not necessarily that, obviously this is a general reading, so that won't be for everyone. If that doesn't resonate or doesn't appeal, or it's not something you know about or whatever, then you know, it might be just something else. You might be becoming a yoga teacher, I'm hearing, or like a just some, or even just teaching, like kind of just teaching things that you've learned. You know, it doesn't even have to be like quote unquote spiritual things, but just like lessons, or maybe even like emotional things you've learned, or like things related to mental health or something along those lines. But you're going to become, you know, or even, you know, it can traditionally mean like, you know, the Hierophant is like a higher authority, so it can traditionally mean, you know, possibly like a school teacher, or teaching in some kind of institution, or in a church or something like that. It can be symbolic of like religion, but it's more to do with, in this case, it's more to do with like you stepping into your light, releasing anything that's holding you back, these other wands, these other conflicts, or other energies, other people's energies maybe around you, that preventing you from like burning your fire and shining your light, so that you can teach others and help others, because that's going to be the better thing that's going to come in. Perhaps previously, or what you're going through now, is a lot of kind of conflict. Maybe you're in a toxic workplace or something like that, I'm hearing, or there's something that's not really meant for you. There's some kind of environment that you're in, I'm seeing, that's just sort of a bit detrimental to you shining your light, and that might be something that you might be starting to let go of. Maybe you already have, maybe you're thinking about giving your notice or something, but yeah, it's definitely saying like it's time for you to step into being a teacher yourself. So let's see what other messages we have. Whoa. Okay. Wow, my goodness. You have, pile 1, you are going through, if you're drawn to this message, you are going through a really incredible awakening and life transition time right now, because you have 3 major arcana. So when you get major arcanas, that's usually a sign of like a big life theme thing, like it's a big life transition. So, you know, some of you might be going through your Saturn return or something like that, or which usually happens around when you're 29, 30 or something, or just you know, it could be anything. You know, it could just be, you know, it could be post-COVID stuff, it could just be just some kind of big life transition time, because you've got the Hierophant Festival, which was your first major arcana. You then got the Sun, which is again you shining your light, and it's very similar energy to, look, you've got this fire here, the flame. This is you shining your little light, the little matchstick light, because what's coming in for you is the Sun. You shining your light in a really, really, really bright way like this. And then you've got the star here. And this is you being the star. This could be symbolic of, the star can sometimes speak of healing, but it can also speak of like destiny, or just, like literally like being a star. Some of you might be famous, or some of you might become famous teachers of some sort. You might be famous healers of some sort. You might be something along those lines. Again, it doesn't have to be like spiritual. It could be just you're obviously, I feel like you are quite sort of awakened, or obviously if you're drawn to a reading from Goddess Kali, you're probably, somewhat perhaps tuned into goddess energy, or drawn to goddess energy, or something like that. So there's perhaps something around you just awakening in an even bigger way, so that you're really going to shine your light, because it starts out as this like little flame here that's pretty bright. It's still got a lot of light around it, and it's so bright, in fact, that it's pushing these other wands to the side, which could be quite intimidating for other people around you, which could be why you're being pulled away, or what you need to let go of is this other environment, these other wands. Because you've got this whole destiny here. You've got this thing that's destined here for you. I'm going to get a few more cards on what this is. What is this star, please, Goddess Kali? What is this star energy for? Yeah, so she's saying, like, Seven of Cups is lots of different options. So it's like, it's kind of looking like, oh, should I do this cup here, or I could do that cup there, or what about this thing over here? And so maybe you have a lot of talents and skills, and you're kind of you're weighing up what's going to make you most, cups is related to emotional fulfillment, so you're weighing up what's going to make you most emotionally fulfilled, but you're gonna come out of this indecision. You are gonna get some clarity on what it is that is truly gonna make you happy. But I'm almost sensing that for my Power Ones, it's like you're so kind of tapped in a way, and have so many sort of inherent skills, that it's like it almost doesn't matter exactly which field you go and do this in, because it's like you're just the I'm hearing a word, I don't quite know exactly what this means, but eponymous teacher, or like the highest, you've got the highest wisdom in some way anyway, so like it doesn't matter what how you teach, you'll just end up teaching people or showing people anyway, like through something, like one of these cups is going to make you happy. And it might just be a case of like experimenting and trying a few different things and seeing what makes you the most happy. Can we get any more insight, please, Kalima, for my Power Ones on what might be coming in? What we know what they need to let go of, but what needs to what are these better things that are waiting for Power One? Any indication of the better things that are waiting for my Power Ones? Beautiful. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so I feel like for you guys, it is related to like your purpose and work, because Pentacles is all to do with stability and money and finances and job and material wealth and like a house and all that kind of stuff. And it can be, Ten of Pentacles can be like, don't get me wrong, maybe if this is really, like you're hoping to also have like, you're like, oh well, I want other things in my life, I want to be emotionally happy as well, and I want a family and stuff like that, like for sure. Ten of Pentacles can definitely mean like more stability in like your home life, so it can be like it can certainly mean things like potentially getting married and like buying a house and having children, having grandchildren, the whole 9 yards, like the whole package kind of thing. Ten of Pentacles is like that. It's often depicted in other decks and can be depicted as like showing grandparents and then like their like kids and grandkids and then like a big house in the background. And this card is just it's a little bit more conceptual, but it's lots of stars, which I think is pretty cool. And then there's vortex and this like all these cycles around the outside, which is like all the colors of the rainbow, starting with like there's the rings of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple around the outside. So it's like all the rainbow colors, all the colors of the chakras, and it's very feminine. It's very like, you know, like cyclical and cycles and circular. So it's kind of, I feel like it's sort of you're gonna get success, but like in a different way. Like it's not the linear path, you know. Maybe that's part of the conflict that you've got to let go of, or part of what I feel like for most of you, you're kind of coming out of this. Like maybe you're about to leave a workplace or job or something that was a bit, you know, you couldn't shine your light before. Like you were just sort of stuck in a lot of conflict or other people's energy or whatever. But you know, rest assured, you're going to, with the sun and the star, it's like the sun is just every sort of happiness. The star is like your destiny. Seven of Cups is figuring out what's going to emotionally fulfill you. You know, just having fun, like daydreaming and visualizing and imagining what, you know, and using that imaginal, like the tool of imagination to manifest what you want. Like dream it into being is what I'm hearing. Like it's almost like you're this butterfly. At the moment you're kind of in a chrysalis and you're coming out. Like the butterfly energy is the energy that you are going to step into. It's the energy that you're going to become. So you've got to let go of like your caterpillar self, which is what you've been trying to kind of run with the pack, I feel like, with that seven of wands there. And it's like you're not meant to be a caterpillar. You're meant to be a butterfly. And you've got the with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like I do feel like this is related to career. You are going to have what needs to be let go of now in terms of maybe this job or this career path that you've gone down. And maybe it is something that you've invested quite a lot in and you've been trying to work on for quite a while, and you thought it was going to yield results, and then now it just doesn't really bring you joy for some reason. And that's because there's like a higher purpose for you, a higher like teaching and learning, like, well, not so much. I'm hearing like you've done the learning. It's more that you need to be the teacher. So maybe also you're in a role or you're doing something in your life where you're still thinking you need to learn from other people. And it's like, I'm hearing like you've graduated. Like you don't need to learn anymore from other people. Like you need to get out there and do it. Like do it so that you can get your pentacles, like get your money, like get your things that you want in. Because that's waiting for you basically. Like that's what you've got to look forward to. Okay, I'm going to move on to your messages from the Oracle deck. So we'll start with the Kim Kranz. We've got the Kim Kranz Archetypes deck. So I'm going to pull one archetype for what you're letting go of, and then pull one for what you are stepping into. So what archetype is my pile one? Letting go of. Which archetype? Whoops, there we go. The Lover. Interesting. 17. You're letting go of the Lover. Okay. So with this, I'm getting that I feel like it's kind of related to like you being there for everyone else and not for yourself. Like you're letting go of I'm hearing like people pleasing and over giving and giving your light away. Like you can see with this swan here, and she's got this pearl at her throat and then all this like radiance coming out of her. And I feel like maybe in the past, or in your current role, maybe, or current like career path or something like that, or the work that you do, you're loved by everyone, but it's like you're a little bit, maybe your energy is so like bright and shiny and loving and emanating from you, that it kind of, the shadow side of the lover is like you can kind of get a bit like taken advantage of. And so there's maybe a need to like put up some boundaries, or step away from environments where people are exploiting that, because you need to keep some love for yourself, is what I'm hearing, and for like your true purpose, or your true work, and like what yeah, basically like your destiny, like your destined path will come in when you're not trying to sort of almost like emotionally fill other people's cups up by doing things that please them instead of things that please yourself. So I'm just gonna put that one down there. So that's the lovers. Okay, and let's pull an archetype for what you're, so that's what you're letting go of. What are you going into? Which archetype is my power one? What is the better thing that awaits from my power one? The vision. Yeah, I'm just going to pick one. Okay, here we go. Wow. The vision. Yeah. So with this card, oh my gosh, there's just so much going on. It's so gorgeous, interesting. I feel like, yeah, you'll just ascend. I mean, it's very in sync with this, like the Hierophant and this higher purpose, this higher vision, the star, something destined. There's this like mountain. It's like in mountains, or climbing a mountain is sort of symbolic of the ascension process, like the awakening process. They're like going through a challenge in order to sort of get to the beautiful view at the top. And there's this gorgeous light right here, which is like your inner light, which also reminds me of the light, this little tiny wee flame, this tiny little matchstick light here. That's your light that shines from within. And once you kind of realize that, you'll realize like your bigger vision, because that's definitely like waiting for you at the moment. There's just so much color. Like it's interesting how your first card, like at the moment, this is sort of you, but there's all this black and white monochrome energy around you. So you could be in quite a like black and white environment right now, like quite a sort of maybe like logical environment, or the sort of environment that's like, this is right and this is wrong, or something like that. Or you've been brought up that way, or you're around people who think like that, or something like that. And then there's this sort of, you're still in black and white here, but there's this lightning strike of color, of yellow, which is solar plexus energy. So it's like your confidence, your willpower, your gut center kind of thing, where you shine your light from, gets woken up. And you've got the sun, which is you shining. That's very orange and yellow. So it's like, again, very fire energy. It's very warm. It's you radiating your light. And then it moves into a lot, we get a lot more color with the star here. You've got this multicolored on the star. And again, there's a lot of black behind it. So it's kind of, I feel like that is Kali's way of saying like, what I'm getting is like the brightest stars can only be seen like in the darkest night. So you might have gone through a lot of challenge potentially with your career or work, or trying to figure out your purpose, or healing, or whatever it might be. But it's like you were pushed through that situation in order to shine the brightest of any other star. Like there's all these other stars here, but they're just white. Whereas you're like, woo, like multicolored. And then and then you move into, once you kind of figure out what's emotionally going to make you happy, and what is your like sorting sort of illusion from clarity and sun and light, you'll come into this like all of the colors of the rainbow. There's this like sort of from black and white jump all the way through to all the colors, and also from the lovers, which is the colors here are kind of very orange and purple. There's a little orange around the outside, which is sacral chakra energy. And I feel like maybe for some of you, what's been happening is you've been using, I'm seeing two slightly different scenarios. Some of you are using your sexual energy potentially in other ways. Like it's becoming depleted potentially by other people. Like your basically like your sacral power, your sacral chakra, which deals with like creativity and fertility and that spark of ideas and that like creative impulse and like that passion and that zest for life. That's all sacral chakra stuff. And it's like, because this is an archetype that you're letting go of, it's like you're letting go of sort of serving everyone else's, like maybe you work in an environment where you're creative, but you're creative for other people, like, or you're creative for like a corporation or something, and you don't really want to do that anymore, because it's sort of like your sacral power, your own creative passion and your own creative power is getting like depleted, like or like taken by like, or poured into other things and other people, as opposed to into like what you want it to go into. And what you need to do is kind of like, you can see the energy of so this card, the energy is like, whoo, it's just going out everywhere, like wow, like. And that's not to say, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this in judgment, or Kali's not saying this in like a like, oh, that's really bad that you did that. This is just like, this is part of your journey. It's part of what you had to do. It's part of what you had to realize to then work out that actually, hey, I've got a vision for something much bigger in my life. Like actually, you know, I thought I wanted to go this way and I trained in whatever this thing was, but actually I've got this other bigger vision. And it's kind of like you're being awakened to this bigger vision, but it's like your energy is much more contained here. It's like you contain like the multitudes. It's like there might be all this black and white monochrome all around you, but if you can ignore that and go into like the heart of your soul, there's like a mountain of just wisdom and beautiful, all these beautiful colors, and this whole vision for like whatever your 10 of Pentacles is, like whatever you want to build for yourself, essentially. So that's what you are. That's what's going to come in once you can let go of this new vision for this new life. I'm going to pull, okay, let's see, one of these chakra cards. I've got the Goddess Chakra Oracle here. I'm going to pull, sorry, this is the, actually, I should say, this is the Aboriginal Goddess Chakra Oracle. Can I have a Goddess card, please, for my pile ones? Can I have a Goddess card? Whoa. Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow. You got, yeah, definitely sacral chakra stuff going on here for you guys. You got two sacral chakra cards. You got Boulder, this one here, and Self-Assurance. This one here, they're both related to the sacral chakra. So again, that center of like, it looks after like your reproductive system and your sexual organs. It sits in the womb for women. It's just above your, like your seat is your root chakra, and your sacral chakra is your like womb, and that whole area. And it's what kind of gives you that zest and that passion and that drive and that spark, that creative spark. So I'm going to get the messages from the book, because they have really, really, really beautiful messages in this book. So I'm just going to read. Oops, where are we? Boulder. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to read the kind of the guidance from this dude here, who was a Norse god. So basically, so you are renowned for your ability to avoid situations and incidents and come out the other end generally unscathed by the event, and people believe you have the luck of the gods on your side. This is not true. You have an amazing knack of being able to see things in a positive manner. What they don't know is that you hurt just like everyone else. The difference is in your attitude to recovery. It is time to consider telling others of your feelings and experiences so they understand you better. You are a teacher. Wow. Double confirmation. I love it when that happens. You're a teacher. Hierophant teacher. You are a teacher. Double whammy. So you're a teacher, where did I get up to? And role model, and need to share your experiences of resilience with others. There we go. See, I said I didn't feel like it was necessarily like, oh, hey, I'm going to go off and be this big like guru or like spiritual, like I'm a spiritual teacher. It's kind of more like you just are going to empower others through sharing the stuff you've been through, or like teaching on, maybe it's like teaching on how to, maybe you're a leader at the moment, like a manager or something, or something like that, and you've gone through a lot and you've worked out how to be resilient, and you're going to teach about that. So it could be something along those lines, but you need to share your experiences of resilience with others to enable them to understand the positive strategies you use to get through difficult and challenging situations. There we go. Your knowledge will motivate others to change their views and give them the opportunity to have better outcomes in their life. Wow. Double whammy message. My goodness. Yeah, definitely. Hierophant and Boulder are basically saying more or less the same thing. So self-assured is the other message from the orange sacral chakra. Here we go. Self-assurance is a quality which we work really hard to gain, and that can be taken from us with little effort, particularly when we willingly allow others to change our sense of worth and self-esteem. My goodness, what was I saying about the lovers? This is the archetype that you need to let go of, the lovers, where we've willingly like you've sort of overgiven or willingly let others take your self-esteem or love, or like you're a very giving person, and people have kind of exploited that. So yeah, self-assurance is based on the belief that we value ourselves and are willing to allow others to have their opinions that differ from ours, yet still stand strong on what we believe to be our truth. Self-assurance is something that you usually don't lack, but you have allowed someone to undermine your sense of trust, and this is extended to the trust that you once had in yourself. This person does not deserve to have so much power. Initially, you were tricked into allowing this person to make decisions for you, and now you don't know how to stop it. Try harder. Whoa, that's quite a strong message. You can regain your power in this situation, and when you do, you will have to make a commitment to yourself to not allow this to occur again. This is just the first test. The others won't be so difficult if you conquer this one. Wow. Yeah, amazing. This will definitely, I'm going to put those over here with the lovers, because I feel like that's kind of the same kind of message, and they're both very orange. Yeah, I feel like that's it, my lovelies, for pile 1. I feel like that's kind of the end of your message, but like, take heed, like all of this stuff is, when goddesskali is involved, it can feel very disruptive and abrupt, but like all of the stuff that needs to fall away. So like these patterns, like you don't need to necessarily overanalyze and do a whole lot of work around this. I feel like this is kind of going to organically happen. Like this having this conflict, these wands, these other people that are draining your energy and stuff, they're going to get it's just going to get pulled away. Like they're just going to be pushed back so that you can shine, because you've got some wisdom here. You've got knowledge that you've worked on. You're a very resilient person, and you're going to come into this bigger vision for your life and for what you want, for sure. And you're going to have these 10 pentacles eventually. All right, I don't know if you can. 10 of pentacles is going out of sight. There we go. Yeah, and it's just like finding that self-assurance to go after it, because you have it all there. Like you are you are the star. It's like destined that you're going to do this. So I feel like this is going to happen quite organically, and Goddess Kali is going to sort of come in and like, essentially I'm seeing like you'll get triggered to kind of break out of your caterpillar shell and rebirth yourself as a butterfly, so that you can like basically be your like beautiful, bright, shiny, starry butterfly self in the world, because you've got some wisdom to spread around. Pile ones. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave it there, pile ones. I hope that resonated. If it did, please leave me a comment below. I really love to receive your comments. I love to hear if it resonates and what's going on for you. So I definitely try to get back to everyone who comments as soon as I can. So I love to connect with you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning into this message from Goddess Kali. She feels she's just delighted to share her guidance and her nurturing. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but believe me, it is ultimately for your highest good, and it will all come about, and it will all just be so much better where you get redirected to. So yes, I really hope that you can feel her loving energy, because she is absolutely like just such a loving goddess, and definitely looking out for your highest good. So I am going to leave it there. All my love, pile one. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more goddess videos like this. And I will see you in the next one. All my love. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile twos. If you chose the hematite crystal and this vulture animal oracle card, this is your reading. So I realized that obviously, hopefully if you've chosen this card, you're drawn to these types of birds in some ways. Sometimes they can seem a little bit, maybe a little bit scary or something, and they're kind of underrated in the animal world. Like they're just a bit, I don't know, I like sort of, I have a bit of a reputation, but like if you think of a vulture, or how if someone's described as being a vulture, it's like that energy of like coming in and taking over something, and sort of, they prey on kind of mostly basically dead animals usually. But they are so necessary, and they are a purifier, and also they have a highly sort of spiritual purpose with this purple all around the outside. It's like, it's very necessary to have vultures come in and like clear away and purify that energy, that sort of death. Yes, that is the animal oracle card that I pulled for each of the piles is the animal spirit energy that you are stepping into through this process of release, and what is something better that's waiting for you. And it's like the vulture is kind of the energy, the totem, the animal totem, if you like, that's kind of guiding you through that process of like purification, of like letting go of something that's like kind of dying, and kind of like eating it and which sounds really gruesome, but like transmuting it through transmuting the energy of like this death into this, so that like things can be purified, sort of thing. So without further ado, and that was just a little preamble to the vulture. I'm going to pull some cards from the Kim Kranz Well Done Known Tarot for you. So we'll get a bit of a storyline first, and then I've got a few different oracle decks here. I'm going to pull some guidance messages at the end, but we'll just get some tarot messages for you first. For pile 2, can I have some tarot messages, Goddess Kali? First of all, we're going to look at what you need to release, what needs to be released from my pile 2. 4 of Cups. Possibly with this right here, possibly some deception. some kind of sneakiness or something that's not quite. Put your vulture card up here for now. That's not quite above board is what I'm hearing. So something might not be quite above board, and that's what you're releasing. Maybe you already know what that is. I hope you do. I hope you're not having the wool pulled over your eyes about something. The Magician. Yeah, beautiful. This is gorgeous. This tiger energy, this is like what you're stepping into. So you're coming into this power energy. Tiger is like all about having kind of personal power and also access to, like, you know, it's got the swords, the wands, the pentacles, and the cups. So it's like all the suits of the tarot. It's like you have control over and mastery over thoughts, emotions, material things, and passion and fire, like fire energy. And it's got the sun energy behind. And it's just that magician energy, really. It's just that manifestation energy. So it's like this could be you. But so those, I'm going to sort of start with those two. And then I'm just going to pull a bit more to get a bit more of an insight into. So why is this Four of Cups here? The Spirit, what is this Four of Cup situation? We've got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is usually to do with like a soulmate, and it's like a counterpart. So there's like a as kind of like a yin yang, as above so below, like masculine feminine counterpart, like sort of earth and heaven. Six of Cups is also often speaks of like a childhood, like almost like a connection that's quite innocent and reminiscent of something from childhood, or just like it can be quite playful. But with the tree, it's kind of almost like you've got okay, so what I'm getting is like one half of you is kind of very grounded and very like sort of more perhaps practical, maybe, or like on the sort of earth realm, and the other half of you, the other counterpart, is very spiritual and more sort of like in the upper chakras, like perhaps in your third eye or crown chakra. And you could be either of these, but you're just a beautiful like counterpart. So I'm just going to get a little bit more clarity, because I would have thought that if it was a soulmate kind of relationship, what is being released, or what needs to be let go of here? Why is the Six of Cups here? In terms of what needs to be released. Hanged Man. There is some... Bat, that's interesting. There's some something that needs to be surrendered. There's like a there's like an indecision or something around, which could be why this Four of Cups energy is here. So maybe for some of you, I feel like you've already gone through this, like you know what this is, like what's been cleared out. And if you're drawn to a reading like this of what are you releasing, then you kind of already know. Like maybe you've sort of started this process. You're already walking away. You know, it's this rat across the top of these four cups, and cups are to do with like emotions and relationships and things like that. So now this could be not necessarily, for some of you, this might not be anything to do with a romantic relationship. This could be just something you've emotionally invested in. So it could be a friendship, it could be a job, for example, something like that. But it's something where there's something a bit sneaky maybe, or not quite. It's like with the rat being on top of the cups, you can't exactly drink from the cup. So it's kind of like you've like overindulged. So there's no way to, or over, there's kind of, yeah, it's like you can't really drink from the cups with this rat here, because there's kind of, maybe it's almost like the energy of Four of Cups comes after Three of Cups, and Three of Cups is all to do with like celebration and partying and like having a great old time and everything. And then Four of Cups is kind of like the hangover after the party. It's like the next day when you've got to do cleanup. So rats can speak of not just of like deceptiveness or trickery or sneakiness, but also of just like things that need to come to light and things that need to be cleaned. So and that very much goes along like the lines of this vulture situation of like purifying and needing to, like, vultures come in and kind of clear up carcasses, right, and clear up mess and just like eat it all away, so it's just purified and cleaned away. So with the rat being here on top of the cups, it's like, well, you can't really drink from a cup that a rat's been on. So it's like you can't really get your love, you can't really get your emotions flowing, or like access your inner emotional flow with this rat here. And then you've got this bat hanging. Which hanged man. So I feel like maybe this could be like whoever's the masculine and the connection is like they're sort of hanging, like they're perhaps going through an awakening themselves. They're needing to surrender, because previously, like, they've been perhaps going along a certain path, or like trying to make things happen their way, like running things from ego. But with the hanged man, it's like, it's just, you've got to surrender. Like you can't go any further. There's just, and or this could be you. So this could be you in this connection, or you in your life. So it may be nothing to do with a connection. This is just you coming into a point where what you're letting go of is this sort of, I'm hearing like also dissatisfaction. Four of Cups can be to do with dissatisfaction, and just not being able to, just like a dirty situation. So this could be like a toxic situation, like a toxic relationship, a toxic workplace, a toxic family situation, a toxic friendship, something like that, where it's just gotten a bit kind of dirty, or like not, like I'm hearing like dirty play, like dirty playing in that not in that way, in like a like play, like not playing nice, not playing fairly, like, hey, that was a mean move, that was kind of like dirty play in that sense. And you're letting go of that, and I feel like for most of you, that, or you've already come out of the situation, or you're in the process of trying to come out of it, and so that you can. And the reason this is being pulled away from you, or you're kind of being asked to surrender, whether this is you or the other person, if it's related to a connection. But I feel like for quite a few of you, this could well be you. This is your energy that you need to go through. You need to surrender this situation, because that's gonna enable you to what you are coming into, what you're, the better thing that awaits is you waking up to your own power and being a magician and having control and mastery over your thoughts, your emotions, your passions, your thoughts, emotions, passions, and money, and like, material things and work and whatever. You're the master of manifestation. You've got that personal power, like this tiger here, or leopard here. And also I'm seeing with the figure 8 on the magician, there's like, or the infinity symbol. Maybe this is saying, because I was picking up for some of you, for a strand of people, that, because this is a general reading, I get a couple of different potentials through. Sometimes I sense a couple of different strands. So for some of you, this is related to a specific relationship, and then there's like maybe a higher relationship, and more balanced and more reciprocal with this like infinity, like there's just an infinite flow of love that's really reciprocated and really like yin and yang. But I feel like for more of you, this is more of a personal journey of like letting go of something, whatever that is, whether it's a something that's just not working in your life that you've emotionally previously invested in, and you need to kind of go through this surrender process and step into so that you can step into your magician power. Yeah, I'm just being guided to get. I'm just going to get a few more cards and kind of see what the story is, see if I can get a more clarity, because I feel like I've kind of only got half the story here. So, Mother of Swords. So I'll just get a few and then I'll see what comes through. Mother of Swords. Come on, I have more. Whoa, there we go. The Chariot. Wow, yeah. Definitely some movement for you guys. Two. Can I have some more? Wow, the Lovers, yeah. Anything else? Seven of Pentacles. Any other messages? And a Fool, yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely getting a clearer picture now of what you're going into. So I'm going to put these down here and then this one up here. Oops. Notes, you can actually see them. There we go. Okay, so what I'm getting through for you guys is that some of you are moving away from whatever this connection is. So Six of Cups could be home, family, and there's been some kind of issue with that, something that, you know, is a bit, you know, maybe, yeah, not so fair play. Like I'm hearing it's not malicious. Like, don't fear. Like, if this situation hasn't happened for you yet, but for some reason this reading is resonating and you feel like on the verge of something's going to happen, or Kali is in your life and you feel like something's being pulled away from you, I don't feel like whatever it was something that was maliciously intended in any way. It's just sometimes these things kind of happen. These attachments need to fall away so that we can learn our lesson or close out that karmic cycle and move into something a lot better. So for those of you where this was to do with some kind of, sorry, I'm going to put that up that way, some kind of Six of Cups, like a relationship kind of thing. Maybe it was with a person who you were with for a really long time or something like that, like a childhood friend, or like you were sort of together from, like, I'm hearing like teens or something. So that's quite specific. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Just sort of apply it as you will. So for some of you, that could be that. For others of you, this could be like related to home, and, you know, trees are to do with roots and your family home and things like that. So there's a need to sort of purify and clear out any sort of unwelcome energy, if you like, and surrender to spirit, surrender to something better, to like to a higher self, so that you can move into this magician power, because you've got so you're moving away from, you've got the Mother of Swords here above the, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to put that back down there. The Mother of Swords here above the Six of Cups. So this could well be to do with someone at home, like it could literally be your mother or a mother figure. This could be, it doesn't have to be a female, because it could be, it's just someone who contains the Mother of Swords energy. So it can be a man who has Mother of Swords energy. But Mother of Swords or Queen of Swords is very cold, very calculating, very knowledge. I'm hearing like knowledge over wisdom, like kind of logic over intuition, and like this is like, you know, maybe even a little bit controlling, a little bit like this is the path. Like you can see with this sort of owl sitting on a sword, it's like and it's monochrome color. It's very black and white. It's like, so this person in your life and your childhood, maybe 6 of Cups, through in your roots, your upbringing, was quite controlling, maybe quite like, this is the way it's done, black and white. So that could be either, for some of you, a kind of a home situation that your chariot moving from. You're moving. You're letting that go. For some of you, this could have been a relationship. The 6 of Cups. Like I say, like a relationship you've maybe been in for a long time. It was quite rooted, so it is quite a rude awakening having Kali come in and kind of like uproot those roots that are kind of really deep in the ground. But it's because there was something fishy going on, or something, not something fishy. I said that wrong. That's not right. It's not fishy. It's sort of just, it's not, I'm hearing it wasn't really truly loving anymore, maybe. Maybe it was, because, 4 of Cups follows the 3 of Cups, which is all about celebration, but it's like, now there's a rat in the kitchen kind of thing, and it's like, you can't drink from those cups. Like, this situation needs to be purified. Now, it could be that that's with the same person, that there's a transformation that's going to happen within an existing connection, or this connection's been cleared out. This 6 of Cups is being, is what you've got to surrender and like potentially let go of. And you'll know, like, you'll know when that is. If you haven't done that already, you might well be drawn to this reading because you've already done that, or you've already gone through it, or you already feel that it's ended. We like, especially if you're, the feminine oriented, the feminine is if you're in your the feminine when light, or the enlightened feminine is highly intuitive. You're tapped into your inner wisdom, so you know when something is kind of done, or you need to let go of it. And if you don't, Kali will come in and like just pull that rug out from under your feet in the most loving way possible. Like before, like, i.e., for example, with something like a relationship, for those of you who are in something that you're coming away from, or in the process of coming away from, perhaps, it's like she will do it before it gets so bad, or before like you make the risk of getting further entangled. Like it often happens, and I see this a lot because I work with a lot of women who have gone through abusive relationships. It's part of the work that I do aside from the tarot readings. And what often happens is that they and I've also had this in the past in my own situation, which is how I've been able to step into this work, is that Kali comes in right at the point when, just before a major commitment is about to happen. So often things fall apart and disintegrate and deteriorate and need a purification process. Right at the point that some major, mega, like either getting married or moving, when you're about to move in together, or you're about to have a kid with the person, or something like that, that's going to tie you to this situation that's potentially no love lost kind of thing, really. Sorry to put it bluntly, but that's kind of what's coming through. Or you can't get at the love anymore. There's a rat on top of the cup, so you can't drink. Cups are emotions and love and emotional fulfillment. You can't drink from those cups anymore with that rat sitting on top. So Kali will come in and she's going to clear out the cups and clear out the rat before it gets to the point where you've made some major commitment. So there's a surrender that needs to happen. When she does come in, there's a surrender, but it's so that you can find your power. It's so that you can be so much more, and you can have everything. Like you might be thinking, oh, but this is everything. I've got 4 cups, but it's like, but don't you want this? Dun, 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 dun. The lovers. Woo. Yeah. Hello. I want that. Like, who wouldn't want that versus like, ew, a rat on 4 cups? Like no. And I get it. Like, I know when you're in something and you think it's the bee's knees, or you think that person is the only person who is going to love you, or the only place you can get love, Kali is saying, no, like it's not. It absolutely isn't. Like once you come into your magician power and see yourself as the absolute bee's knees and the beauty that you really are and the goddess that you really are, and you move away from this situation, this Four of Cups, or this Mother of Swords person, this potentially controlling person, or not very logical necessarily, but just like very black and white person, very like this is the way it is, kind of quite like by the book perhaps, quite cold maybe. Once you get some movement with the Chariot, you will, and you surrender to the situation, you will get your lover. And this is like, I mean, the lovers in this case, these are like geese, I think. Sorry, I don't really know my birds very well, but I think these are geese. And I'm pretty sure geese make for life. And all the colors of the rainbow are here. It's not just all black and white. So you're going to find your person, your life partner person who's just like everything, like you match on like every level, and you're flying in the same direction, you know. It's just so beautiful. And it's like you've got the Seven of Pentacles here, which is to do with, in the traditional tarot, in the Rider-Waite tarot, it's to do, it has a guy standing beside a tree, like an apple tree or something, and it's like he's waiting for the fruit to come through, and it's like he planted it a long time ago, and he's like, when is it going to bear fruit? Is it bearing fruit? I think it might be bearing fruit, but it's just that kind of energy of like a slight maybe impatience, but also kind of a trust of like, well, hey, I planted my seeds, I put the apple tree seeds in the ground, and now it's growing, and I just have to kind of wait until it blossoms and I see the fruit. And that's kind of the energy that once you've fully surrendered the situation and like gone through a bit of a dark night of the soul, because Hanged Man is kind of like, okay, well, I can't rule things with my head and my ego. I'm going to have to flip things upside down, because the goddess has come in and caused havoc in my life and pulled everything away and made everything topsy-turvy and flipped upside down, and I'm just going to have to go with it, because maybe there's some higher wisdom at play, maybe there's something better for me. And there is, because Seven of Pentacles is like you're going to have this, like, the vulture's going to come in and purify this whole situation, and clear this out, whether it's a home scenario, like leaving home, leaving a parent figure or something who was a bit controlling maybe, or like who perhaps had just had like a lot of say over your life maybe, or whether it's a relationship, an intimate relationship. So like either way, you're going to move into something far more loving and far more like, whether that's like, you know, like you might be like, oh, I don't want a relationship, like, ooh. Like, especially if you have just gone through this Four of Cups by you, and you're just like, oh my God, I just don't even, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of men or something. Like, I'm not saying that to denigrate men. I love men. It's just, you know, often like, or, you know, you might be a man being like, I'm sick of women. Either way, it's that kind of, that Four of Cups can be a bit like, oh, I'm just done with this situation, you know? And that's fine. Like, you know, the Lovers could just be you coming into that like loving energy, this magical energy, this magician energy. Look how bright these cards are, and like how much radiance is coming from them. It's like you just being really radiant and like shining your light, flying to your own tune. You know, maybe that's just, you know, the Lovers can be like, that can be a partnership, it could be a business partnership, it could be a companionship, like a friendship. But for those of you who are along the lines of a relationship, intimate relationship, then the Lovers is available to you, and you're gonna come into this like the Fool here, this gorgeous little duckling, and you're gonna step off that precipice. This is the better thing that's gonna await, is that, and like once you've gone through the Seven of Pentacles, gone up these steps, you planted the seeds of what you want. Okay, and I'm also I'm being guided to say to you that sometimes we have to have relationships that we don't want, that don't work out, so that we know what we do want. So that, because like often it's like this situation might happen quite quickly or might come back quite quickly, because the Chariot also speaks of like fast movement. So that this might come about quite quickly, because whilst you were in this Four of Cups scenario, whether this was a home thing or a relationship, you were planting the seeds of what you did want all the way along. Of like, maybe you were in a connection that wasn't very emotionally fulfilling, and along the way you're like, oh, it's kind of a shame that they don't like to, say, travel very much, because I really like traveling. Oh well, I guess I'll just like adapt myself and kind of like go along with it, and just kind of stick with the status quo of this connection. Or maybe, yeah, like just something along those lines. Like there were things that weren't really fully emotionally fulfilling you, but you were kind of accepting it. But like behind the scenes, your spirit guides, or like Kali, or however you want to think of it, because that energy is like within you, as well as like, or you can relate to it if it feels better for you as an external deity. But either way, that energy, the universal chi energy, is listening to everything you're saying. So if you're sitting there being like, oh, they don't really like traveling, boom, you've planted a little seed for your next lover's relationship of like, actually I really want to do that with my partnership, and I really want to like have a house and go like I'm really into I feel like for a lot of you there's travel involved, because you've got the Chariot and the Lovers, but the Lovers are like flying. So I feel like maybe there's some movement. Maybe you're going to physically move away. You might travel somewhere. You might meet someone traveling. You might be in a long distance relationship. Like you might be letting go of something that's like currently in your hometown, so that you can meet, or so that you can pursue a long distance connection with someone. But either way, it's like the seeds have been planted already, kind of thing, and you just gotta keep at it, because it'll all come out in the wash, kind of thing. Like it'll like you'll be stepping off this precipice towards on this new journey as the Fool. So you'll have a whole rebirth through this whole situation, and you'll be sort of born again as this little duckling, like stepping off this wee branch and like going off on a little journey. So yeah, so there's quite a lot of deep stuff to be transmuting there first, but I just feel like for most of you, it'll with this kind of vulture energy and the Hanged Man, and with Kali, it's just kind of gonna. It's not like you need to. I think you already know this. I think most of you are drawn to this. I feel like you've kind of come out of this situation, so you already know. You've already planted. It's like these seeds. You kind of know that you've already planted these seeds, and you've been planting these little seeds of like, actually, this would probably make me happier. And it was just a case of kind of letting go of like this over here, and like surrendering to your higher power, to your higher self, and like a better life, and knowing you can manifest a much better life, and allowing it to move you. Like Chariot is kind of that energy of like, when you let go, Hanged Man, and surrender, Spirit will just like move you straight away to the right place. Like when you're not kind of trying to make something work that isn't working, you'll just be maneuvered to a much better situation. Okay, I'm gonna pick some archetypes. Sorry, this message is quite long. I hope you're still with me. I'm gonna pick some archetype cards. So I'm just gonna see first of all what archetype you are letting go of. This is from the Kim Kranz archetype deck. What archetype is my pile 2's letting go of? Your Spirit, what archetype is my pile 2's letting go of? What archetype is my pile 2's letting go of? This one. Whoa. The gem. Wow. Okay. So you've got the gem here. You're letting go of this. I'm just going to see what you are What's the archetype that you're coming into? What archetype is what archetype is my Peltius coming into? The Kiss. Wow. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, yeah. I definitely feel like I know some of you drawn to this won't be in, or like this won't resonate in terms of the romantic interpretation. I think for some of you it is more related to like a family thing, like Six of Cups being like childhood and Mother of Swords being potentially literally a mother figure that you're moving away from. But I think for many of you, the message is related to an intimate situation. So you're moving out of the archetype of the gem and you're moving into an archetype of the kiss through this whole letting go and the better thing that you've got coming into you. And this is just such beautiful energy with the hands holding in the crescent moon. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, it's basically like the love is here. Now, I feel like with the gem, I'm hearing this is to do with sort of gems being like jewelry or jewel stone and kind of symbolic of maybe material things. So maybe the archetype that you're letting go of is material security and stability, and maybe that kind of like a false sense of a Prince Charming, of like what that really is, and or Prince or Princess Charming, like it's not gender specific, but you know, that kind of energy of, you know, perhaps if you are the feminine in your connection, you've perhaps bought into the, I'm hearing like Cinderella archetype a little bit of like the Prince Charming that's going to come and kind of like save you, and like he's got the sort of the big castle and the like the gems and all the things, and otherwise your life is just like all of this like black and white and the worms, and it's like, oh, it's just really terrible if I don't sort of get, if I don't kind of stick with this connection, I'm not gonna get my like material stability. But when you are able to release that and surrender to your own higher self and come into your like magician power, your own power to manifest, like you don't need an external source, like i.e. a Prince Charming person, to, or like home, like a mother figure, or this other like you know, by the book, logical, like black and white, like this is how we're going to do it sort of person. You don't need that to give you this shiny gem light. Like you have that within, like you have the power within to do that. And like once you start building, like Seven of Pentacles also speaks of like building, it's like on the one hand kind of waiting for your, you know, like a tree to bloom, but also it's kind of like built like in this card as well, it's like Pentacles literally going up in a row. So it's like once you start working on yourself, working on manifesting, working on your own magician powers, this lovers thing will just come to you. That will be what you'll have, that's what's going to bloom. The kiss. So it's like this better thing awaits, this better relationship I feel like awaits. Now this could be within your existing connection. So maybe, for example, you get pulled away because it's not really working right now, and so goddesskali or whatever comes in, and or you just internally feel the need to take a break or pull away, have some, you know, have this sort of moment of suspense, of suspending yourself in a way, like, or the other person is doing this hanged man thing. They need to like have a moment to like surrender and come into their own power. But then you'll be moved back together. So it'll be different for different people, and you'll know. So for some of you, it might be the same person that the situation needs to be like cleared and cleaned and purified before you can have this like beautiful lovers thing. And for others of you, it's a different connection. Like you'll be letting go of that like Four of Cups scenario, to come into this new lovers with someone else, and this sort of like gorgeous, the kiss here. Leave that there for a second. So just move these over a wee bit. So I hope that resonates. It's quite a kind of storyline going on there. So I hope that resonated. I'm gonna pull. I'm also gonna pull a card on the chakra deck just to see what chakra might need to release some blocks and wounds. What chakra have we got? My pal twos. What chakra might have some? Maybe not. Let's try that again. There we go. Thank you. Rebirth. Wow. Yeah. So we have. I'm just gonna get the message for this one. So this is your Earth Star chakra. So this is like below your root chakra, this rebirth card. And you've got this butterfly here. So you have pulled this card as a sign that you're currently undergoing a rebirth. It is a powerful awakening and healing process that comes in many different forms and is a big part of your life's journey. Everything has a divine timing. Nothing lasts forever. Things have a beginning and an end, a divine knowing when it's time to move, create, and time to be still. Something in your life is ending, and something very positive is awakening within you, your magician self. So it's time to let go of anything that is not supporting you or serving you at this point as you open and receive new energies that are being offered. Moving beyond your comfort zone and into a new sphere of opportunity can be uncomfortable, challenging, or painful, but remember that you are guided and supported by the light of your soul in the universe, which brings positive change and experiences. You have planted seeds of new opportunity. Wow, what did I say about planting seeds? You've been planting the seeds already. You've planted new seeds of opportunity and have been nurturing them, and now it's time for them to sprout, grow, and flower into existence. Absolutely. Be kind and gentle during this process, and be sure to water the seeds with love and graciousness. You have been waiting patiently for this time of change and new beginnings to arrive, so bathe in its glory. Start something new or embark on a project you've been pondering over. There may also be some new inspiration coming through for you at this time. Take a moment to connect with your inner voice and listen to what your soul is sharing with you. You could also be birthing a new aspect of yourself. Whatever the process is for you right now, be sure to embrace this opportunity and enjoy the new energy that is available to you. And the affirmation for you for this chakra is, I'm completely supported in my current rebirth and I'm open to the magic of the universe birthing within me. Wow. That is just so gorgeous. Okay, my lovelies. I apologize, that was quite a long and intense message. I kind of sensed that when I got the vulture that might be the case, because that's usually a sign of a bit of a purification, but beautiful. Vulture energy is going to come in and do that cleanup so that you can have your rebirth. It's going to, vultures are going to do the job of purifying and clearing out whatever's kind of died and not serving you anymore, so that you can go through this beautiful rebirth and have this much better situation. So thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Elle's Temple. If you're new to the community, please like and subscribe this video if you liked it, if it resonated, and subscribe if you'd like to see more goddess videos and other content. I post tarot videos every week, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. All my love. Bye. Hello there, pile threes. Sorry, I'm just gonna fix the screen there for a second. Hello, my pile threes. If you picked the green jasper here and the beautiful deer animal oracle, this is your pile. This is just such lush energy. So this is the energy that you are going into. So with this reading, this is all about what are you letting go of in order, because something, let me start that again. What are you letting go of because something better awaits? And we're going to look into both tarot and oracle cards to see what you're letting go of, or what you need to let go of, as well as what the better thing is that awaits. And for you, this is the animal totem that is here for you in terms of what you're stepping into. And the deer is symbolic of, it's an earth sign or an earth creature, obviously being a deer, but so it's related to the earth element, to Mother Earth, and also like the feminine principle. It's a very feminine energy card. It's surrounded by green, which is linked with the heart chakra. So like Kali Ma, the dark mother goddess, who's actually like just so loving, is here to help you awaken into this beautiful, beautiful feminine deer energy. So without further ado, I'm going to pull some tarot cards for pile threes. Let's have a look at what we've got. Let me just shuffle quickly. Sorry, I should have done this off camera. Okay, let's see what we've got for my pile threes. What is pile three releasing? What have we got for pile three? What are they releasing? Well, that's a bit much. Let's start that again. Pile three, what are my pile threes releasing? There we go. Ace of Wands and Mother of Wands. Okay. Where's my pile threes? What are my pile threes releasing? I need to let go of. What do my pile threes need to let go of? Miss Kali. There we go. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles. What do my pile threes need to let go of? Son of Swords. Okay, so let's move you up here. So what you're letting go of is this. So Wands is related to passion and the sacral chakra, and like sexuality, sensuality, pleasure, passion, that creative spark. With the Ace of Wands, it's like there was a Mother of Wands. There was a new beginning for you, which you might have started going down the path of maybe some kind of creative project, perhaps. Yeah, something it's like it started blossoming. Like you can see with the tiny little blossoms around it. It's like you already kind of had a spark for something. I'm sensing possibly some kind of creative project or something like that. And it's flowered a little bit. So you've kind of already stepped into this beginning a wee bit. And with the Mother of Wands here, there's a snake coiled around 3 eggs, kind of protecting them. So I feel like maybe also with the Eight of Pentacles being followed shortly after the Mother of Wands, this was maybe to do with possibly a female figure at work. Pentacles being money, job, finance, work, material things. So if this is what you're letting go of, it's like you might have started a creative project where maybe I'm hearing smothered. You were smothered a bit. Like your eggs, which is symbolic of your fertility or so like your creative potential, I guess, your creative fertility. There was this snake figure that was kind of this mother figure. Now this could be, it doesn't strictly mean woman or a mother. This could be a man with this energy, but something, or like a institution with this energy, be like something was kind of smothering it or like covering your eggs up kind of thing, and there's like this stick coming through it. And you're letting go of Son of Swords being to do with messages and the messenger, and maybe playing the messenger at work or something around. Sorry, pile 3. The energy for your pile is very quiet and gentle, which could be that could well be why you have been a bit in this situation that you need to let go of. You have been smothered or covered up because like your voice or what you've been trying to do has been quite quiet or subdued, quite sort of soft and gentle, like this deer, this sort of fawn energy, this very soft, quite feminine energy. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing a bit more now. With the Son of Swords, I feel like maybe this was a competitor. This might have been another colleague or someone coming through with this, perhaps a male figure or like someone masculine. You know, this doesn't have to be male, it could be female. But someone who embodies that Son of Swords energy, so that like, I'm hearing like kind of came to the rescue or something. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit more of a story because I feel like I've only got about half the story here. So I'm going to get some more cards and see what else shows up. So what is going on with this situation that my pile 3s need to release? What is going on? Fool. Yeah, very similar to Ace of Wands. So you've started, you've stepped off the branch and kind of started this new journey, if you like. Yeah, and you're now trying to make a decision about that, because Two of Swords is all to do with deciding between two different options, two courses, and looking at the outcome of like, oh, should I go that way or that way? But you need to kind of like really go within to be able to figure that out. So this is all what you're perhaps letting go of at the moment. I'm sensing with this, these are quite specific messages. So this pile may not, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest, because this may be quite a specific scenario that only resonates for like one person, but we'll see what comes out. You know, apply it as you work, you know, as fits with whatever's going on. But I feel like someone here has been kind of trapped in this Eight of Pentacles person's web, like you're like prey to this spider. You're kind of stuck in their web. And again, this could be not necessarily a specific person. This could be a workplace, an institution, a family system, a friendship group, you know, anything like that, or a creative circle. Maybe you're part of a community of creators or some sort of a group of people, you know, like you might be well, this is very specific. I'm hearing like moderator for a community. So you like moderate a group, you know, on YouTube or Facebook or something like that. And you've kind of been trapped in this sort of a bit of a web. And you're trying to make a decision about, do I stay or do I go? Like, do I continue with this or do I let go? And I feel like Kali Ma is saying like, this is something that needs to be released. Why does this situation need to be released, Kali Ma? Why does this need to be released? Why does this situation need to be released? The Chariot movement. There's something, maybe there's a move on the horizon for you. You might literally be moving house. You might be traveling, or you're going to be moved to something better. Something I'm seeing with the horses are very spiritual animals. They're very intuitive animals. So it might be that you're going to move into something less like a creative project, or less where your creative abilities are being kind of smothered in some way, or used in this group, enmeshed in this group is what I was hearing. And more like you can be free and like your own horse. Like you can be this wild horse, like running free, doing your own thing. So I'm going to move on to like, what is the better thing that you So this is sort of what you're clearing out, but what is the better thing that awaits? So you're being moved to something better. What is the better thing that awaits for my pile threes? What is the better thing? Whoa. Okay, well that doesn't look better. Oh goodness. I mean, this card is really scary to look at. I apologize for showing it to you. I don't want to show it to my beautiful little dears. But there's this, I know this doesn't seem like something better awaiting at all, but really, truly, the Nine of Swords is kind of before the Ten of Swords, which is like a complete, like, kind of letting go of all the, it's like the completion of a cycle. And like you can see, I mean, it's the completion of the cycle is starting already with, you know, this decay and this death and what is the word? Just like disintegration process, like it's already being, you know, there's already, oh gosh, like worms and you know, just yeah. It's pretty gruesome. I apologize. I know this is just not very nice energy, but this situation needs to undergo, it needs to undergo this like letting go of this stuff that's just not working, like it's kind of dying anyway. And I think you kind of know that. I feel like for most people tuning into this part, like if you've been guided or you felt drawn towards a reading like this, it's usually because you kind of already know what you're letting go of. You either kind of know but you're ignoring it, or you are already letting go, or you've just let go of something, you want to see what's coming in. So you're in one of those three places. So, and I feel like for you, my pile threes, if you're a Nine of Swords, that's kind of the insomnia card usually in the traditional tarot. And so it's kind of that like plagued by anxiety and fear and like just kind of staying up late at night being like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And so if you're in that kind of means you're, okay, I'm getting a sense of relief now, because I feel like it's like you kind of already know what you need to do, but it's like the not having done it yet is what's kind of keeping you awake at night, because you kind of already know what you need to let go of. And I feel like it is something to do with work, or how you earn your money, or how you like, so you may not be, this may not be like at a workplace, but like you might earn your money through, maybe you're a freelancer, or you earn your money through art of some sort, some kind of creative project maybe. So it could be something to do with that. And you need to make a decision, and that's what's kind of keeping you up. But it's like, if you can move through this, like let go of this thing that's already starting to die and not resist it, then you're going to be moved to much better things, which hopefully we'll get a bit more of an indication. But I feel like Harley's kind of said you've got to kind of go through this death process first, this sort of, yeah, wow, okay, so yeah, I feel, bless you. Okay, oh, we got two cards actually. So we got the Eight of Swords, which is this is sort of like the spiritual protection card. This is like you're this little monarch butterfly in a chrysalis, and spirit is pulling you up and out of a very conflicting situation. It's very interesting because was this pile one? I think might have had quite a similar issues that were kind of linked with workplace stuff. So there may be some messages in there. But anyway, for now, Eight of Swords. Yeah. So there's like a lot of I'm hearing like bickering, or like a lot of like issues with other people kind of coming at you. It's like you're this beautiful shiny blossoming branch here, and you've become enmeshed in some kind of situation, possibly at work or in some sort of creative project or pursuit or some group of some sort or something. or like even like family and friends, or just negativity around you. Maybe it's even like, I'm hearing like competitors or something. So I'm not quite sure what you might do. Maybe you do something creative. I feel like maybe you put something out there, and there's you've received criticism, or there's just a lot of backstabbing and swords, like just nasty stuff going on around you. But Spirit's kind of like whoop, pulling you up and out because you're already a butterfly. And you've kind of actually already kind of broken out of most of your chrysalis, because you can see the color of the butterfly. So normally if it's a full chrysalis, if you're still at the chrysalis stage, it's like that would be totally like gray or white or whatever, right? Whereas it's orange. And so you're at the point where like once you're pulled up out of this enough, you can open your wings and fly. Man, there's a really, really strong butterfly theme through all of the readings. The previous pile, I think actually, no, the first pile was a butterfly, the animal card. So instead of a deer, it was a butterfly. So there might well be some messages in pile 1 for you as well. But I feel like your energy is the deer. But this theme of rebirth is coming through collectively, because it was in all the piles. I think the previous pile 2, also got a butterfly. So there's big time butterfly thing going on, and that is Kali's energy. That is Kali's that's her field, in the sense that she will oversee you being pulled away from being a caterpillar somewhere where you're not meant to be a caterpillar. You're meant to be a butterfly, and you need to stop trying to be a caterpillar with the other caterpillars and go play with the butterflies, because you're a butterfly. And so that's kind of what it's saying. So it's like there's this, you're going from 2 of Swords to Ace of Swords. So you're getting Ace of Swords as like clarity, and it's like a lightning clear, like it's like lightning fast clarity. There's this 8 here with a snake around and the sword of like truth and clarity, and like, yup, this is my path. I have to do this. I'm going to get a little bit more because I'm really curious to see what better things are awaiting for my pile 3s. What better things are awaiting for my pile 3s? Whoa, sorry, it's fallen down. One moment, please. One moment, please, caller. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's incredible. You've got 2 aces here, 2 new beginnings. You've got an Ace of Swords. Once you get really clear on what you want, you're going to have this emotionally fulfilling new beginning with the Ace of Cups. Something that's so much like just, it's just beautiful. It's just like this, you being this cup, like this feminine chalice, this like really yummy energy. It's very flowy with the blue. It might still well be something creative that you do, but you're a lot happier. Whatever this new start is for you, a lot happier. Just going to see any more messages from the tarot for my, whoa, that one wanted to come out. Wow. Very jumpy cards today. 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're being moved. You're being moved big time. Chariot and the 6 of Swords. It's like you're being moved from, again, conflict and kind of something horrible and like a toxic situation, or like maybe a toxic workplace or group or something. Ugh. And it's all dark. And then you're going to move up to this like, da, 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 beautiful rainbow. You're going to get your rainbow out of this whole thing. For sure. You're going to have your happy, like, it's like that somewhere over the rainbow thing. Like you're going to find your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, basically. But 6 of Swords is often to do with like movement, like sometimes physically moving. So maybe some of you are moving, but I feel more like it's like you're moving jobs, or you're moving from this situation into something better. Maybe something a lot more emotionally fulfilling, you know, and you're really clear on it. It's very like sudden, like lightning bolt decision. You're just like, yep, actually, you know what, this is what makes me happy. And like you've got the Fool underneath here as well. It's like you get this message, Son of Swords, and then it moves into the full, and you're like just on the precipice of just stepping off and taking that step here off the branch. But you, at the moment, you're needing to make a decision on whether you do that. But it's like with Goddess Kali here, like if you let her, if you don't resist this death and rebirth process, you'll be pulled up and out of it. Like it'll just be like, whoop, you'll just be taken out of that situation, moved. Spirit will move you, or like the goddess or your higher self will just maneuver you to this new beginning, this new decision to do something different, and something that's like this beautiful new beginning, this beautiful emotionally fulfilling new beginning. Okay, I feel like that's the end of the tarot. I'm going to pull a couple of archetype cards for you guys. So first of all, I'll get an archetype for what is the archetype you're leaving behind. Wow. Okay, I'm going to put those back. It's just one. So we've got the womb. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, wow. Look at this. The womb and the Mother of Wands. This is what you're kind of leaving behind. It's like something where you were smothered. Something where you were contained in a womb space where like this is you and your light, but you're kind of trapped in this triangle, and you need to kind of come out of the womb and away from the Mother of Wands that's kind of smothering you a little bit at the moment. And it's not to say that anyone's done that in any malicious way, or that you were errant to let that happen or anything like that. It's more just to do with like so that you can come into your power and have this beautifully fulfilling new beginning. There's this death process, this letting go process that needs to happen around like any kind of mother wounds, or like being dependent or reliant on this Mother of Wands energy, whether it's like literally your mother or a Mother of Wands person, perhaps in your workplace or something like that. And what you're moving into is the stone, which is really interesting because you've got two triangles here and two circles in the middle. Wow. So you've got the womb here. Interesting. So the womb is an upside down triangle, which is symbolic of the feminine and the female and the mother. And then you've got the stone, which is the facing upwards triangle, which is symbolic of two things. It can be either symbolic of the masculine, or it can be symbolic also of the pyramids and healing. And you're this, it's very like purple in color. And it looks like there's an eye in the middle of it. So it's like you're coming into like your awakening, perhaps your intuitive powers. And you're coming into this, this like, I'm hearing like kind of like you are being a rock for your own self, so that you don't need to lean on or get into these situations with this sort of Mother of Wands type people or energy in your life, whether that's like I said, actually your mother, or a mother figure at work or something like that. It's like you are going to be, you're going to be like a rock for yourself. But also stone is like crystals and stones, and like healing crystals, and like with it being a healing pyramid, it's like there's definitely a this is the archetype that you're moving into that's going to be a lot more kind of emotionally satisfying and fulfilling for you. I'm just going to check if there's any other messages about the stone there. Yeah, the rock, the anchor. So, as an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go, therefore it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. Yeah, it's like the impermanence of your soul. It's like not letting, I feel like there's a message of like not letting others define you, because you've got your own soul, like true soul light that's like impermanent. There's a little message here that's really sweet. They talk about how in Jewish mourning traditions, stones are left at graves rather than flowers, which is like speaks of that whole thing of like, well, flowers die, but stones last forever. And so there's something about your soul that's been here before, maybe that's has a really beautiful healing energy, that you've got a sort of a magical essence that that is just impermanent, and it's important to tap into that, to kind of that's like the archetype that you need to tap into, in terms of like what's the better thing that awaits for you is awakening those. Yeah, I'm hearing those like feminine gifts with this Ace of Cups. Like cups is all to do with like, intuition and emotions and like psychic receptivity and all of that. And you've got the Deer, which is also, heart chakra and the divine feminine, the mother, the maternal, the nurturer, the goddess. So there's a lot around that for you, that you might be want to let go of this other situation, almost this dark female situation with this Mother of Wands here, that's been a bit overbearing or a bit smothering. Like with the womb, it's like kept you in this like holding space or holding pattern, and it's like you need to find your own stability within. Okay, I'm getting guided to pick one more card for you from the... Sorry, this message is so long. Congratulations if you're still here. You must, if this resonated at all, you must leave me a message on the comments below and let me know if it did resonate. I would love to hear. So we got the green chakra goddess, who has been coming out quite a lot recently. I feel like there's a big heart chakra awakening kind of going on generally. And how appropriate that we got this green here, and as well you got the green with the Deer. A little green around this Deer, and the green here with the green chakra goddess, which is all about like healing your heart chakra and working. And again, it's linked with the Ace of Cups, finding something that's emotionally fulfilling you, having a new beginning that's going to be like fill up your heart and keep your heart happy. And just like coming into that beautiful female, feminine, sensual, Aphrodite kind of energy, but very like able to give and receive unconditional love. And I feel like it's quite important that you do that for yourself, especially with this, like, whatever the situation is you're going through that you need to let go of. This Eight of Swords is like, you're this little chrysalis at the moment, so you've got to really take care of that aspect of you. And look at, like, work with your heart chakra to so that you'll know what this new beginning is. This Ace of Cups, this green chakra goddess, this heart chakra goddess, or goddess Aphrodite, or tapping into your heart and your heart chakra will help you navigate and know how to step into a new beginning that's more emotionally fulfilling for you. Okay, I am going to leave it there because this has been quite a long reading for you to listen for so long. So I am so grateful if you stayed to the end and listened to all of that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining Elle's Temple. Please like if this video resonated. Please subscribe if you would like to see more goddess readings and more content from me. And all the best working through this situation, this letting go and allowing yourself to receive like much bigger blessings from Goddess Kali Ma that will come through once you've let go of this other thing. And please let me know if it resonated. Otherwise, all my love, and I will see you in the next video.